Hi viewers. The video begins inside a very busy and stressful office. People are moving around quickly, talking about their jobs, what needs to be done, and how things are going in the company. Everyone looks a bit stressed, and the atmosphere feels rushed. Right in the middle of this chaos, the name Diep keeps coming up in conversations. Her coworkers are clearly confused and worried. They're asking each other, where is Diep, and what is she supposed to be doing right now? It's obvious that she plays an important role in the team, and her absence is creating problems for everyone else. As people talk more, we learn that Diep is not just busy with work, she also has a lot of responsibilities at home, especially with her mother. Her family duties seem to be interfering with her job, and her name is connected to a farm where she takes care of animals. The video shows that she's in charge of things like feeding the ducks and chickens, so her time is split between the office and the farm. This gives viewers a clue that her life is not easy, and she's probably overwhelmed by everything she has to manage. The mood in the office keeps getting more and more intense. There's pressure from the top as the CEO, a man named James, steps in. He starts asking direct questions and wants updates right away. His tone is serious, and you can tell he's frustrated. The employees feel the pressure and rush to explain what's been done and what's still pending. There are files, reports, and duties piling up, and many of them are waiting on Diep. Some employees try to cover for her or explain that she might be busy with her other responsibilities, but it's not enough. James doesn't seem happy, and the rest of the team is clearly worried. There's tension in the air. It's not just about missing work. It's about how one person's absence can cause everything else to slow down or go wrong. This short segment shows how important communication and responsibility are in a workplace. By the end of the scene, emotions are high. People look frustrated because tasks are incomplete. Some are concerned about Diep, wondering if she's okay or if something serious has happened. Others are just trying to get their jobs done while picking up the slack. The scene closes with this heavy mix of stress and confusion. Diep's disappearance, both from the office and possibly from her farm duties too, leaves everyone wondering what's really going on. As the video continues, the tension in the office grows even stronger. CEO James becomes visibly more frustrated and begins to openly scold the team for being inefficient and falling behind on their tasks. His voice is sharper now, and his patience seems to be wearing thin. He's clearly expecting more from his employees, and the mounting delays are testing his leadership. Everyone in the room feels the pressure as James makes it clear that things are not going according to plan. The team members exchange nervous glances, unsure how to respond, and the stress in the room becomes even heavier. Amid all this workplace chaos, a deeper, more emotional thread begins to emerge: Diep's health. Quiet conversations start to reveal that she may be seriously ill. There are whispers that she might be battling cancer, a possibility that immediately adds emotional weight to her absence. It's no longer just about work. People begin to understand that something much more serious could be happening in Diep's personal life. The idea that she might be fighting for her life causes a visible shift in some of the team's expressions. Concern starts to mix with the earlier frustration, and suddenly, everyone begins to see the situation in a more human way. Even though emotions are rising, the team still has to push forward with their duties. They start discussing logistics related to the farm that Diep manages, things like how to care for the animals, what needs to be fed, and who can take over her responsibilities in the meantime. But the lack of clear leadership without her is obvious. They struggle to organize things properly, and the conversation goes in circles. James, already upset, grows even more impatient. His body language shows his irritation. He taps his fingers, crosses his arms, and paces around as if he's trying to hold back from yelling. In the middle of this stress, someone brings up a restaurant. It's not entirely clear why, but it seems to be a potential location for a future meeting or discussion. Maybe it's a place where Diep was supposed to be, or maybe it's where the team might gather later to talk privately. The mention of the restaurant feels slightly out of place, but it hints that there are still plans forming in the background, perhaps personal, perhaps professional. Suddenly, the tone of the conversation changes. What started as a heated workplace conflict slowly turns into something deeper and more reflective. The team begins to talk about life, how short it is, how quickly things can change, and how unexpected tragedies remind us what truly matters. There's a rare moment of silence as someone mentions how fragile people can be. In this quiet moment, we also see Diep's mother, far from the office, sitting alone and praying for her daughter's recovery. Her face is filled with worry, hope, and sorrow. Her prayers reflect a mother's love and fear, and it adds a deeply human element to the story. The segment ends on an uncertain note. Many tasks are still unfinished, and people don't have clear answers. The sense of urgency is still present, but now it's mixed with something else, a feeling that something bigger than deadlines and reports is happening. A silent crisis seems to be growing in the background, and nobody knows exactly what the next steps should be. All they can do is wait, worry, and hope that Diep will return, not just to help at work, but to recover and be well again. As the story continues, things take a darker and more emotional turn. Diep's health is getting worse, and word begins to spread among the team. Her condition, once just a whispered concern, now becomes a painful truth that no one can ignore. The reality of her suffering hits the group hard. Some team members begin to feel guilty for how they treated her, rushing to judgment, pushing her to work, and not noticing her struggles earlier. Others feel helpless, unsure how to support her or how to fix the problems piling up at both the office and the farm. The emotional atmosphere becomes heavy, like a cloud hanging over everything. CEO James, who has been strict and business-focused throughout, begins to show cracks in his tough exterior. One moment he's stern, reminding everyone of their duties and the need to stay on schedule, but the next moment he seems unsure. He hesitates more often, his voice softens, and it's clear he's conflicted. He's trying to lead, but the human side of him is coming through. He knows something deeper is happening, and his usual leadership methods aren't enough. James starts to realize that this situation can't be solved with pressure or deadlines, it needs compassion, understanding, and time. As emotions rise, religious themes begin to appear in conversations and scenes. Someone mentions Jesus Christ, and the tone becomes more spiritual. It's as if the team is searching for something to hold on to, something beyond their control. They begin to pray, not just for Diep's health, but for strength, clarity, and hope. These prayers show how desperate the situation has become. People who usually focus only on tasks and business are now reaching out to something greater, hoping that maybe a miracle will happen. Meanwhile, back at the farm, the animals and plants Diep once cared for are slowly being forgotten. Ducks wander around unfed, confused. Banana trees go untended. These scenes don't just show physical neglect, they represent all the responsibilities being left behind. Everything Diep built is now at risk of falling apart. The farm becomes a quiet symbol of how fragile everything is when one key person is missing. It's not just about chores being undone, it's about how her absence is leaving a real and painful gap in both her work life and the lives of those she helped. In one of the most powerful moments so far, we hear a raw, emotional monologue from Diep herself. Maybe it's a voiceover or a journal entry, but her words are heavy with pain. She talks about feeling caught between two worlds, the world of work, which never stops demanding more, and the world of sickness, which reminds her of her limits and her mortality. She feels trapped, as if no matter what she does, it's not enough. She wants to live, to rest, to be free, but responsibilities keep pulling her back. It's a heartbreaking moment that reveals just how much she's been carrying on her own. Back in the office, the team's attempts to pick up the pieces feel disorganized and uncoordinated. They try to take over her roles, divide up tasks, and help with the farm, but it's clear that without deep structure and knowledge, things don't run smoothly. There are miscommunications, missed steps, and repeated mistakes. It becomes painfully obvious that the problem isn't just Diep's absence, it's a larger issue with how the system was set up. No one ever planned for something like this, and now they're paying the price for it. The segment closes with a haunting silence broken only by whispered prayers and quiet, desperate plans. Someone softly begs for divine help, asking for healing, strength, and a second chance. At the same time, others scramble to reassign tasks and restore order. But everything feels broken and uncertain. People are trying their best, but nothing is working quite right. The ending leaves us with a strong sense that things are unraveling, and only a miracle, or deep change, can bring balance again. Diep's fate remains uncertain. Everyone is waiting, hoping, but no one truly knows what will happen to her. In a quiet and powerful moment, James finally admits what many had already sensed: Diep is not just another employee, she is the heart of everything. She handled so much, worked so hard, and kept things running even when no one else noticed. Without her, everything feels different, slower, and more fragile. The rest of the team, though they try, simply cannot match her skill, her focus, or her care. Their constant mistakes and confusion only make her absence feel heavier. Time becomes a key part of the story now. People start to reflect on the length of Diep's illness, between 14 and 22 months. That's how long she's been quietly struggling while still showing up for work, still managing the farm, still putting others first. As her condition worsens, the farm begins to fall apart, just like her body. The animals are restless, the plants are withering, and everything she once nurtured is now fading, echoing her slow physical decline. The connection is clear: as Diep weakens, so does everything she worked so hard to build. One of the most emotional moments comes when we see Diep's mother again. She's no longer praying with the same hopeful energy. Instead, she looks tired, accepting that fate may take her daughter no matter how much she hopes otherwise. Her face shows pain, love, and quiet surrender. At the same time, James also reaches a turning point. He no longer tries to hide behind rules or leadership. He looks around and sees the cracks in the system. He says, with honesty, that the way things were set up was wrong. They relied too much on Diep, and now everyone is paying for it. The video ends without answers. Tasks remain unfinished. The farm still looks broken. Prayers have been spoken, but nothing has changed yet. Everyone is left waiting, wondering if Diep will return. Or if they've already lost the one person holding everything together. The final message lingers quietly in the air: can the team really survive without Diep? Or was she the only reason it ever worked in the first place? This video blends workplace drama with deep personal struggles, using the farm as a metaphor for neglect and resilience. CEO James embodies authority and flawed leadership, while Diep's character humanizes the cost of corporate indifference. The unresolved ending leaves viewers reflecting on accountability and compassion. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more analyses.